what's up humans, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna do another storytelling video, hashtag wheelchair problems. So this story it's kind of heartbreaking, to be quite honest. It's not a funny one, I guess. It's kind of unjust and I don't know, it's frustrating. I'm not gonna do all the funny ones all the time, so this one's a little bit more serious. So let's get into it. So this was about maybe a little less than a year ago. I was still in college, so I usually take the regular city bus to school because it's just down the street. And this particular time, my boyfriend was coming with me because we had class at roughly the same time. So we're waiting for the bus, and so the bus comes. He lowers the bus down and puts out the ramp, and I go on like any regular day. And so I pass the driver, I tap my Presto card, and I go in and I sit down in the wheelchair section. For those of you who don't know, if you're in a wheelchair, at least here in Ottawa, I don't know how it is in other cities, if you're in a wheelchair or you use any kind of mobility device, whoever's with you is your attendant, and so they get to go on for free. And you don't need an attendant card for this. A lot of bus drivers don't know this rule, but I've even talked to like the head of the disabled department of the bus company, so you don't need an attendant card for that. Anyways, this was one of the bus drivers that didn't know that rule, and so as my boyfriend passed him, we started driving and he starts yelling at my boyfriend, and I'm thinking, oh, here we go. Here's another bus driver that doesn't know that he can get on for free. So we're trying to explain to him the rules, and you know, I have it on my phone. I like looked it up on their website, and they have a whole statement saying that if you use a mobility device, that your attendant doesn't need an attendant card. And so we showed it to him, and he just wasn't happening. So whatever, he's just gonna be a grump this morning. There's nothing I can do about it. I don't know who pissed in his fucking cereal this morning, but whatever. So the school's only a couple bus stops down the road. We get to the stop, and he opens the door, and he just kind of sits there. And so I'm at the front, and I'm waiting for him to put the ramp down. Sometimes they don't know, like they don't notice that I'm there, and so I just looked at him and I was like, hey, I'm here, can you put the ramp down? And he looks at me and he says, no. And I'm thinking, I'm sorry, what? I need you to put the ramp down because I can't, I'm in a wheelchair, I haven't learned to fly, I don't know what you want me to do. And so he says, no, I'm not putting the ramp down. And like, I'm just, I'm so surprised that I am completely speechless. I didn't know what to say. And so I asked him again, like, can you put the ramp down? And he said, no, I'm close enough to the curb. You don't need the ramp. And I'm like, can you put the ramp down, please? And he says, no, like we're close enough to the ramp. We're close enough to the curb. You don't need the ramp. And anyways, I'm too close. I can't lower the bus anyways. Yada, 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 whatever bullshit he was thinking. And so I'm just thinking to myself, okay, well, what? Like, what is going on in this guy's mind? Someone in a wheelchair is sitting there waiting for you to put the ramp down so I can get off the bus. And it's not like, he was frustrated with me, like, and he didn't want to put the ramp down for me to get on the bus. It was when he, getting off the bus, which is a little bit different because if he wouldn't let me on the bus, at least I wouldn't be on the bus. But because I'm on the bus and he won't put the ramp down, I'm essentially stranded on this bus with this guy who won't put the ramp down. Anyways, my boyfriend was with me, thank God, because I wouldn't have been able to get off the bus. And so he helps me. He like lifts my chair up and like pushes me over the curb and looks back at him and says, like, what the fuck's your problem? And the guy just closes the door and drives off. So I'm standing there and I'm like so speechless. I have no idea what just happened. And we start walking, and my boyfriend lived in the residence, which is where the bus stop is. So we start walking, and then I just like, I don't know what came over me. I was really taken aback by this, and I was really, really hurt by this because I've never had someone, like an adult at this stage of my life, just so blatantly be that disrespectful to me on account of my disability. And so I just started to cry. I was really upset, and it hurt my feelings, and I haven't had my feelings hurt like that in a while. And so he takes me into his residence, my boyfriend does, and I just sit there and I'm bawling my eyes out at this point because my feelings were hurt so much. And he's telling me, you need to call them and tell them what happened. And, you know, at this point, I'm just like sobbing my eyes out. Like, the kind of crying that you can't make an intelligent conversation or a phone call. And so I end up calming myself down, and then I call the bus company and I file a complaint. I let them know what happened in the situation, and, you know, I started crying during the phone call. The guy on the other line was just like mortified. He's just like, oh my god, the guy didn't put the ramp down? Are you kidding me? And I was like, yeah, I don't know what was up with him, but he wouldn't put the ramp down. And this guy just couldn't stop apologizing. And, you know, I'm telling him, it's not your fault. It really isn't. Like, you shouldn't feel sorry. Like, you're not to blame. It's this bus driver. And so I tell them, you know, the details of the bus. So yeah, he said that he's gonna file a complaint, and that was that. And so I got off the phone, and, you know, it didn't feel like justice was served in any way. It didn't feel like anything was gonna happen. I didn't think anything was gonna happen to the driver. I didn't think he was gonna be punished. And to this day, I have no idea if he got punished or not. I have no idea if, you know, he got talked to or any repercussions. All I know is, to this day, I am kind of nervous taking that specific bus number, like that route, at the time that I got on at, because I don't want him to be the bus driver again, because it's embarrassing. And, you know, if he did get punished for it, I don't want him to have this kind of like grudge against me. The actions of this one person really highlighted the fact that I'm different. I'm different than the other people on the bus, and that I'm different than him. You know, at the end of the day, he controls whether I get off the bus or even on the bus. And yeah, that's my story for today. I'm sorry if it's depressing or sad or any of that. If you want to see more videos like this, please give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, leave a comment telling me what you think of this situation, or tweet at me. All my links are in the description. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, I would love to see your faces next week.